Hello fam, today we're going to focus on inserting data into our database tables. So first thing, you click on that database that we created, which is tutorial, and then here we created this table which we named users. So this users table is supposed to contain a collection of users. Yeah, so if I do click users here, we can see that there are no records. Sorry, so there are no records here. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you two ways of inserting data into the database table. So the first thing is through the user interface, of which you just have to click insert. Yep, so on ID, I do advise you leave this blank since it's auto increment. It increases the record when the record is inserted. So let's say if this first record is Zenge, then last name Sivale, we go to email at wit dot com at witlevels.com. This is the email, and then the gender is male. Phone number, I'm just going to type in something dummy. Yep. And then after you are done filling it in, you can click go. But if you wanted to like insert two records, you can fill in even these fields that are below. But for now, since I only wanted to fill in one record, I'm just going to click go. Yeah, so here it is inserted. So one row inserted, it has displayed here. It has displayed. So if I do click browse, we are now able to see this record with ID1, first name Tzenge, last name Svare, email tislan@witlevels.com, gender male, with this phone number. Okay, so now this is not a programmer's way of doing it. Let's go, let me show you how we are going to be doing this inside our PHP. So since our main focus is on SQL, let me show you how we can do it in structured query language. So it's simple. You just have to ensure that your tutorial your tutorial database is highlighted here, and then you just click SQL. So you just have to get rid of everything here by clicking clear. Okay, so first, before you can get started, you need to take note of the fields that we have here. So you have first name, last name, email, gender, and phone. The reason why I'm ignoring ID is because it's auto increment. We don't have to do anything with it. Okay, so we just here's how we can insert another record. Okay, so we just have to use the keyword insert. So when you use the keyword insert, it tells our database engine to say, okay, this gentleman wants to insert something into the database. So when you say insert, you need to specify where you're inserting that data. Let me open my text pad and show you the formula of how we do it. So it happens like this. The keyword insert into, here you specify table name, and then the fields, here you specify the fields separated by comma, and then you say the values that you would want to insert. The values, now you say values, and then the brackets, you say values. This is the formula. Insert, it starts like insert into, and then the name of the table, fields separated by comma, and then values separated by comma. So now in our case here, our fields are first name, last name, email, gender, and phone. Yep. So let's follow this formula here. So I'm just going to type insert into, and then the name of the table. So the table that we previously created, we named it users, and then you add some brackets here, and then you list the fields here. So the fields that we want to make use of are just first name, last name, email, gender, and phone, about 5 of them. So the first one is first name, last name, last name, followed by email, gender, and lastly phone. Okay, so now, like I said, inside in these brackets, you need to specify the fields. So the fields are separated by commas. So whenever you reach the last field, you don't need to add a comma. Like here, in this instance, and for this instance, our last field is phone. Okay, so now you have specified to say, I want to insert something into users table. Now those fields are first name, last name, email, gender, and phone. And then values. What would you want to insert now in these listed fields here? What would you want to insert? Okay, so I want to insert, let's say you just have to specify values, and then you say you use single quotes. Always use single quotes whenever you're dealing with strings in this database, in MySQL database. Or let me just say whenever dealing with SQL. So we're going to say first name is Comfort. Make sure that you map the fields to values correctly. So this Comfort should match, is supposed to map first name. And then for last name here, supposed to be some, then I'm going to say Chambeshi. For email here, I'm going to say with levels04@gmail.com. Gender, I'm going to say male. And then for phone, 0968793843. Or let me just say +26. Yeah, so this is how we do it. This is how we insert data into the database by using SQL. So here, if you say, so here the first name is going to take out Comfort, last name is going to take Chambesh, email is going to take with levels, gender is going to take male, phone is going to take this phone number. Okay, so I'm going to click go. Yeah, so you see one row inserted. That simply means we have inserted this data into our database. So this is how we're also going to be doing it when we go to PHP with SQL, insert into user. So if I click browse, you're going to see that we have two records here. We have Comfort Chambesh. We have first name, this one for Tzeng, and the last one for Chambesh. So this is how we do insert data using SQL language. See you in the next episode. Cheers.